right.
Hold up, man. This is what it is, man. Unique Mecca Audio. Joe gonna break it down because we were talking about off camera about one day when he had a situation. It was his son's birthday. Tell him about your son's birthday.
Yeah, like I said, I was real low behind some shit that happened down 95. You know what I'm saying? And I came back, I was kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? So I called you and told him, yo, listen, man, it's my son's birthday. You know what I mean? He went to school right across from Mecca Audio. So I was kind of twisted. I couldn't do nothing for him, you know what I mean? So you was like, yo, check this out. Fuck all that. We ain't gonna get no cake. You went and gave a whole school party. Wow. That's when they gave the super soakers, right? Yeah, they had the super soakers, the backpack shit, the big shit.
You put all the 2 gallons of water in the back.
We got in that MPV. You took me downtown. Get what the fuck you gonna get. It's on me. Don't worry about none of that shit. And he gave the whole school. My son Troy, I want to give you a shout out. He gave the whole school party, gave all the kids presents, and I'm talking about not his class, the whole fucking school. You know what I'm saying? And right there, it's shit like that that I'll never forget. You know what I'm saying? And my son still, till this day, don't forget that shit. He's like, yo, you remember that super soaker nigga got me? And he still loves you nigga to death, and ain't even really seen him like that. You know, today.
I haven't seen him since I've been home.
Yeah.
And how old was he when I got locked up?
Shit, 8.
You know what I mean? He was my
7,
kid's
8,
age.
8,
you know
9,
what I mean? He's damn near 40 now. I haven't seen him yet, but I didn't do that to get nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I did that from the heart because that's my brother. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna make sure that his son have the best party. And they talked about in his school. I bet you they telling their kids about. You know what I mean? This party that this dude do for them.
And not only that, man. Let me tell you. Let me give you a synopsis from me, or how I view him. And it's not about. It was never about money with me and him ever. But it's times that I had situations I didn't have to say shit. You know what I'm saying? It was more like, yo, you ain't right, son, ain't good. Come meet me. And it wasn't come meet me, and I'm gonna be there 2 hours from now. I'm not coming and have a nigga waiting. Anytime that man told me to come meet me and I had a situation, it wasn't nothing to talk about. What you need, what you gonna do, how you gonna do it. Here you go ahead, get right. It's times that, I gotta say this, man, even though I ain't really wanna put this out there, but I remember one time I needed something. I needed something, right? Let me tell you how crazy this motherfucker is, right? I said, yo, listen, man, I need something because I'm moving, I'm on the run, I can't really, be in the hood like that. He's like, so what you need? I told him what I needed. It was grams, and I was like, yo, I had $125, man. That's all I had. They gave me $125 for $125, man.
I gave him $2,500 worth of drugs. Wholesale. He was gonna sell and make $5,000 for $100.
And told me I better have this $125, not $124. I want my whole $125. That's the type of shit he used to do, like, you know what I mean? And even like, I can't front, man. Like, he the only dude I know that probably had 30 cars on the street at one time. And it was like more or less like I ain't have a car at that time. I had got rid of my car because I was moving kind of fucked up. And it was like, yo, go to the garage and just get a key. Pick one, you know what I'm saying? From the Benzes to the Beamers. The Honda was just like some old, we just moving around quiet. That's some quiet moving shit. But the MPVs, the white 300ZX, white and lime grain joint, the M3, oh man, this list goes on, man. And it was like when we pulled up somewhere though, I look at BMF and all that, shout out to Meech and them.
Big shout out.
But listen, man, yo, we used to pull up at the club like that too and shut the whole shit down. That's Mecca Audio. Everywhere we went, like when you hear Above the Rim, you see the movie, you hear like, hey, all right, that's Mecca Audio.
Basketball scene.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we did a lot of shit, man. We had a lot of fun, and I never was on the street with this man. You know what I'm saying? We was just tight like that. From the gate, I used to be in Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Joey Leland, Sugar Hill Records. I ain't forget about y'all either. You know what I'm saying? And you was just always that type of dude, man. If he eat and you're around you, or if he even talk to you, you gonna be all right. He gonna make sure you got a fucking plate to eat off of.
Let me give you one. Like it was like one of the Jamaican brothers from the Spanglers up on Edgecombe. You know what I mean? To let y'all know who the Spanglers are. They ain't nothing nice. You know what I mean? They had a whole block on 145th and Edgecombe down to 141st where it go down the block. I drove through there yesterday. I'm gonna go through there and let y'all see what that looked like. But one of the Spanglers, Ever. That was his name. Ever get locked up. and Ever's girl popped up to come see me. You understand what I'm saying? So when she popped up to come see me, she asked me for some money. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Ever messed up. He told me to come see you for some money. I'm Jamaican. But I didn't run with Jamaicans. I ran by myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? With my 10 toes. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even know I was Jamaican. You know what I mean? But my Jamaican brothers knew I was Jamaican. When we around them, we chat Jamaica. When I around them,
we knew he was Jamaican when that shit came out.
We got Ever girl come see me, and when she came to see me, she asked me for $100 so she could go visit him, and she was gonna bring in some weed. You understand what I'm saying? So I gave her, you know, a quarter pound of weed, because there's 16 ounces in the weed in a pound. I gave her 4 ounces, you know what I mean? And I gave her $1,000 to put on his books, and gave her $1,000 to help her around the household.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
But that's how we used to do it, yeah.
That she was right. You understand what I'm saying? And, you know, I didn't run with him. I didn't even hang with him.
Right.
Because like I said, he ran with the Jamaicans.
That's the
he
type
ran
of
with
dude,
the Spanglers.
that's
Them
the
dudes
type
was
of dude
nuts. The Spanglers, you know what I mean? No disrespect to none of them. But they got my man Yogi, Sufferer, and all of them, and you know what I mean? And Mergy and Mikey, and you understand what I'm saying? And Kojak and Cow, and I can say names. But if y'all from New York for real, or y'all want to do your research, go look up the Spanglers. On 145th Street, the garbage man went to go pick up the garbage, and when he picked the garbage up, a head rolled out.
Yeah, they was doing a lot.
A head rolled out.
They was doing a lot.
Could you imagine a garbage man picking up a bag to throw it in the garbage truck and a human head roll out?
It's a fact.
You understand? This ain't no movie shit. This some real shit.
That was New York when New York was New York.
Because it was lawless. A dude violate, you know what I mean? He already know. Like, look, if I take something from somebody, I expect to get killed. Because if somebody takes something from me, I know I got to do what I got to do.
Right.
You know, that's just the way it work out there. And like I said, being that breaking the law to us was legal, murder was legal.
Right.
That nigga robbed my brother, I'm gonna go kill him.
Right.
You know what I mean? That nigga said, come on. You know what I mean? Nah, I got this. You know what I mean? But now Gerald, to show you how me and his relationship is, Gerald was a stick-up kid. We're gonna keep it 100. Gerald takes his. If you got it, he's taking it. No, I'm just keeping it 100. You know what I mean? I was a hustler and a dope boy, and Gerald was a stick-up kid. You know what I mean? And that's what he said, he played with them things. You know what I mean? He kept his gun with him. You know what I mean? I kept my gun with me because I hold my own. You understand? I used to carry a Smith & Wesson 9mm nickel plated, you know what I mean? And a Glock 19 with 17 shots.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying?
My shit was the 2.357 twins, man.
You know what I mean?
Shit, man,
so, you know, that's how it is. But Gerald will come around when he ain't got no money and his pockets is empty, and be like, you, ain't nobody owe you no money. Let me go collect from somebody.
Yeah, let me go see somebody.
Just tell me who you don't like. Let me go do something to get some money. You understand what I'm saying?
That's a fact, yo. That's so funny.
And it was that easy to say, yeah, matter of fact, this dude came out here talking shit the other day. Go see him. It was that easy. You know what I mean? But instead, I'd be like, nah, fam, you ain't got to do that. And I give him a couple of grand. Go.
Yeah,
you know,
like
when I need you, I know where you at.
Right. And you understand what I'm saying? That's so fucking funny. Cause I'm laughing. I'm just thinking about this shit, man. And I'm gonna tell you another thing about this dude, man. He had me so mad one night. He calls me, yo, I need you to come out, right? So I come out. You got the blue BMW parked in the block between 52nd, 51st between 8th and Bradhurst. So he's like, yo, just watch my back for a minute. I'm like, all right. So I watch his back. You hit some buttons, man. The floor stage came over. I said, oh, hell no. Yo, you got me out. We in the middle of the hood with this type of, and I ain't talking about no couple of $1,000, man. I'm talking about some paper. And I'm like, yo, we can't do this.
All right, but being talking about paper, I'm gonna give him one. I had a little hoopty. It was a Mazda Protege. All this is in my transcript, so you know they can't say nothing about it. I had a little Mazda Protege. It was in 1992. This is in 1992. I took it to the white dudes that put the safes in the car. So he gutted out the right side. They already know about it, so we ain't telling nothing. He gutted out the right side right next to the dashboard where an airbag would go. You know what I mean? But he gutted all of that out, and he turned all of that into a safe. I sent one of the drivers down to Virginia, you know what I mean, to go pick up some work from one of the workers, not my brother, from this other kid, rest in peace. You know what I mean?
Nobody wanted to go see Peter, man.
You know what I mean?
I'm sorry, man. Nobody wanted to go see Peter, man. You called me one night to go see Peter. I said, I don't know, man, you know, but Peter was cool. I like Peter, you know what I'm saying? I ain't had no problem going to arrest him, you know what I'm saying? You know? But go ahead, man.
All right, so they go down there, they go pick up the joint, and it was $500,000 had to come up, and they're trying to cram this money in there. So we're trying to bring the biggest bills. So that it'll fit, because the compartment was about this big. You know, the whole length of the front of the dashboard is like this wide, but it drops down. And when it drops down, you can put your guns in there, whatever you want to put in there. But at this trip, we're putting money in. We had to get $500,000 in this goddamn little box. So they crammed it and crammed it and crammed it, and the box was on hydraulics, where it pulls it up, boom, and it snaps. So if the police pull it, it feels like a part of the dashboard, like from the factory. You know what I mean? But we done got it in there. And the white dudes that put it in there, they guaranteeing me that these hydraulics ain't no police gonna even pry it open, they tell me. But we crammed so much money in that joint, right? It was literally made to hold like about maybe 250, 300,000. But we crammed $500,000 up in that joint. And the joint snapped. Dudes driving and must have hit a big pothole on the road, and then it had a little hairline crack. And from that little hairline crack, it was like the money was trying to push itself out because the hydraulics pulled it up, like how you put stuff in a garbage can, in a garbage truck, and it pulls the stuff up with it so you can put more in it and it pack it, like for recycle. That's how these hydraulics had it. But it was so much goddamn money that it was pushing the hydraulics back open. And I went back up there to them white boys that put that shit in and pistol whipped them for about an hour. You know what I mean? I'm telling you that pistol whipped them because then they came to trial and testified about this. But they didn't want to tell them that I paid $20,000
for the shit.
For them to put that in that they didn't pay taxes on.
Another funny thing, man, I know he probably gonna get me for this, but I gotta say it, man. Listen, man, I seen that bullshit video from certain individuals, man, and you know, I know what it really is, man, because I saw you.
Man, you know the hood know. So
I saw you, man, and you know what it is, bro. So I don't know what you doing or trying to do, but leave that shit alone, man. You already know what it is.
Like I said, you know, everybody trying to eat off of you need. They trying to shine. But, you know what I mean? That's all it is. They trying to shine. You know what I mean?
Don't let the good heart fool you, man. Don't do that. Don't sleep.
But you know, bad boys move in silence, man. I ain't got nothing to say about that. But anyway, you know, that's how that was, man. We cramming that money up in that joint, man, and that joint pushed all the way out. And you know, the white boys came all the way down there to Virginia to testify about the stashes they put in the cars, and then try to downplay the thousands of dollars they charged me $20,000 a stash, because they was the best. You know what I mean? $20,000 at the stash in a car.
And everybody I know going to VA, they take your whole car apart.
You know what I mean? It's real. I mean, I've drove the cars with 20 and 30 keys in the back comfortably. You know what I mean? Because I had faith in how it was set up and what was in it. You know what I mean? And, you know, it was just all a part of their life back then, man. But we definitely gonna do the movie. We're gonna put everything out. Like I said, my transcript speaks for itself, so I don't need to defend,
anything.
You know, no buffoonery. You know what I mean? Because the transcript speaks for itself, man.
You
know what I mean? And you know, it was there. And like I said, all the cars they took from me, and we already know back then, because I hear Young Jeezy, that's why I love Young Jeezy.
Yes, sir.
He made, you know, where he kept the dope in his mama house and kept the cars in his auntie
man.
name. Nobody
man.
put nothing in their name. I didn't even have ID in my name.
You had all kind of fake IDs, fake driver's license.
I went and brought IDs and did what I need to do. You know, that's how we moved back then, because in our minds, it was legal to be illegal. You know what I mean? If somebody left their car door open right now and they walked over to the parking and they went and they put their big boom box in the car, and then they walked over there to the bathroom, in our mind, it was all right to run over there and grab that radio while he's in the bathroom and get the hell out of there. In our mind, that's how it was.
We booked something quick, man.
You know what I mean? So I'm just speaking how we looked at it, the people that was in the hood that didn't have nothing. That was willing to take what they wanted.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? And like I said, he was a stick-up kid, I was a hustler. So there's certain blocks I wanted and I took those. You know what I mean? And niggas pushed back and niggas got shot up and it was gunplay and it was all of that, but that was a part of our life. You know what I mean? And that's what everybody fascinated over. And the messed up part is, can't nobody say I'm lying, because the streets witness everything that I did. You know what I mean? And the streets don't lie, it holds our legitimacy. You know what I mean?
Even people that have been around me for years couldn't tell you that, man.
You know?
Because I didn't do shit like that with just anybody around anybody, but you knew, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, he stopped me from getting heat for niggas in the street, you know what I'm saying? There was a point in time where I used to come back with duffel bags full of shit. you was like, yo, fuck that, I'll buy everything. Don't get nobody.
And the reason for that is your man come back and he got 20 guns. He's trying to sell 20 guns. You don't need them because you already have guns, and I'm in Virginia, so I can tell my brother, get me 20 guns.
Right.
You know what I mean? But my man decided to make a hustle, make a move on his own because he's his own man.
Right.
So he go get the guns, he come back to New York. When he come back to New York with the guns, I don't need them.
Right.
But I don't need my enemy to have them either.
Right.
Nigga, give me
Yeah.
that. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
Give me the bag.
Right.
Give me a
Because that
price.
same gun that he sell to this
Right.
dude would be the same one that the dude to come back to kill me with.
Right. Right. So,
Or me.
yeah.
That's
You know
a
what I
fact.
mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
because you're doing bad and you need this money and you go sell your gun, that same gun would make his way back around to harm you.
Right.
Like
That's
I'm gonna
a
give you a
fact.
jailhouse story. There's a dude that was making wine, one of the Muslim brothers, they tell him not to make the wine. I'm gonna talk fast and speed the story up. They tell him not to make the wine. He making the wine and then he sells the wine to some Indians. Now he sells the wine to the Indians when everybody told him don't sell the wine, you know what I mean? Don't get into the wine, it's haram, you know what I mean? Blah, 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 because we trying to we live our life better in prison.
Right.
You know what I mean? But he make the wine and he sell the wine to the Indian, and then the Indian go drink it with this black dude that dude had beef with. And the black dude that drunk the wine had beef with the dude that made the wine. The same one we told not to sell the wine.
Right.
And he turns around, drinks it, he sell it to the Indian drink it with his enemy, and his enemy came back and killed him.
Easy.
His enemy came back and killed him.
I want to also give a shout out. I see you, homie. I ain't see you, but I see you on the video with you the other day. Pretty tone, my man.
Man.
You already know how that go. I ain't see you yet, but I'm gonna come holler at you soon enough. You know what I'm saying? K-Slade, keep putting out them hundreds, them 200s. Need to see those, man.
You know, like
yeah.
I said,
Real
man,
lyricist,
you know,
man.
this is old Harlem, man. We just speaking,
Yeah.
it's getting late, so we see what time it is, so we just gonna dead it. All right, you good? Got no arms tied. All right, you know what it is, Unique Mecca Audio, man. I'm here with my man Gerald and his wife Renee, man. You know, she had a few questions about, you know, what it was like back in the 80s and in the 90s, you know, running around in New York doing our thing. And I'm gonna let Gerald share, because, you know, Gerald was with me from the beginning.
Oh,
you know what I
man.
mean? From Garden Street, you know, from a ruined Harlem.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's how far back we go. We talking about like 78, 79, 80.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
now we're gonna bring it up to like in the 90s. So, you know, tell them what it was like when you heard that I was up in Washington Heights and how, you know, how that, tell 'em how that moved.
First of all, you know, nobody really that was our color, that was black, was in Washington Heights at that time, man. So when I found out you got a black moving multiples, you know what I'm saying, at that time in our life, it was odd, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was the only one. Like, you had a few other dudes, but they was like on the St. Nicholas side, which was closer to, you know, being
Like the
black.
Amsterdam.
Yeah,
You know,
but
big
one-
shout out to Doo-Wop,
yeah,
Polite,
Doo-Wop and all of them, yeah, no doubt. Shout out big homie to Doo-Wop, Omar and all of them, God bless, you know what I'm saying? And all the boys from 961. But you was killing them in the block, man, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, you know? And that was my man. One thing I can always say about you is he never offered to put anything in anyone's hands, man. He'd rather give you some bread, rather take care of your shit for you than to put you in a bad situation, you know what I'm saying? And he's always been given as long as I've known him, never took from anybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? When he started really getting money, he was getting money, and everybody around him ate, you know what I'm saying? That's not to be going back in the past, glorifying anything. But man, listen, man, ain't too many people do it like that. You know what I'm saying? You hear a lot of names, man, but he really was doing that. He really had that bread like that. A lot of people had money, but not like that. You know what I'm saying? So being in Washington Heights was real weird because everybody's on the Ave. 8th Ave, 7th Ave, Lenox, even to the east side. You was up there on the hill, man. I ain't understand it, but he did what he did. You know what I mean?
Big shout out to Felipe and everybody.
Oh, man, Felipe, I miss you,
rest
man.
in peace, you know what I mean? But, you know, the whole thing was, man, you know, America at that time was how we say, was a dog-eat-dog world.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you wanted it, you go get it. You
Right.
understand?
Okay, yes.
And me and somebody was talking the other day, because, like, you know, that's what I got locked up for. So I can speak about anything. I did my 26, you know, for money laundering. You
Right.
know, back then, everybody put everything in everyone else's name. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? And you found the way to get around the government.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I interviewed Michael Lucas from Washington, D.C.,
Wow.
and he even made a statement, and that's why I like to interview other kingpins and other legends from my era,
Right.
for them to speak, so it's not like me talking and they trying to challenge me. No, challenge my guests, because
Right.
my guest is speaking for me, because I'm
Right.
bringing originals up there.
Since
But-
he said,
Go ahead. Now
since he
finish.
said Washington, D.C., I want to give a shout out to my man, Big Ricky Tibbs. 40 years in the federal system, you know what I'm saying? Just came home, you know what I'm saying, for the same thing. So, you know, just a shout out to him.
All right, so now Michael Lucas made a statement when I was interviewing him. He said that, and it was classical, and he made me realize what it really was. He said, man, when he was growing up, it was like, we felt like it was the law to break the law.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Meaning to deceive the government or to rob a house, to stick somebody up, to use a credit card, to do anything illegal.
Right.
It was the law. Just
For
get
us.
paid.
Yes.
That was our mentality.
Yes.
Just get paid. So if you go out and, you know, all that you see in the movies where parents tell them, oh, that's drug money, I don't want it in my house. Wasn't none of that, because the parents was dead broke. So when you coming in bringing money at 13, 14 years old, moms are concerned that you ain't in no trouble, of course.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, mom not gonna ask you where you get it from. So that's why we got the mentality that it was our job to break the law.
Right.
So with that being said,
Yeah.
can you define a time that you guys broke the law other than drug relation?
No, that's what
Were
I'm
there
saying.
any other times?
Yeah,
Did you do any other
before
thing?
that, I started out robbing houses out in New Jersey.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
okay.
I did time in Trenton State Prison, which was the supermax for New Jersey.
Right.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? Back in 1980, 82, 83, 84. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So I've been breaking the law all my life. I admit that. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm trying to prevent the youth from having to break
Right,
the law.
right.
You understand? To learn
Right.
what I learned.
Right.
And it cost me going through hell in order to get it right. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to get them right without them going through their hell, but from seeing it through my hell. You know what I mean? And my guest hell. You understand what I'm saying?
And
But
for me, breaking the law, I used to play with a lot of guns, man. You know what I'm saying? That was my thing at one point in time in my life. And I kept it from a lot of people, but you knew that. You know what I'm saying? You stopped me from playing with a lot of guns and doing shit like that too at one point in time.
So when you say playing with them, can you define?
Well, we all know what that means, you know,
They
playing
don't
with them,
talk to him. She asked a question, yeah.
selling them, you know what I'm saying?
Using 'em.
Using them.
Let's get it
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Crime. Just, you know, like you said, for us, it was law for us to break the law. You know what I'm saying?
So did you rob people?
At one point in time, it's happened, but we're not gonna get into all that with me
I
because
thought I was allowed to ask. This is about your past.
yeah, well, I'm
so-
saying, I mean, I did 12 years too, so you know, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
We was all criminals. We was all screw
I
ups.
count out the all known and unknown, so I'm good.
You know what I mean? And that's what it was. Like I said, I remember, you know, and I'm gonna keep it real because she asked the question, so I'm gonna say it and you don't want to answer it. Okay,
It's
it was
dirty.
like this. I had dudes like Gerald, you know what I mean, that was pistol boys, stick-up kids. They was
Okay.
about taking what they want.
Right.
Because that's what America was about.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Yeah.
They'll go take, if an individual have something, they'll go take that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what we call a stick-up kid. That's where 50 Cent, the name, the rapper came from.
Right.
That was a young stick-up kid.
Right.
They called him 50 Cent, 'cause he was a stick-up kid. We had stick-up kids was a profession.
See, a
You
lot of
understand what I'm
people-
saying?
a
Like
lot
you
of
got a
people-
baseball player and a lawyer
Right.
and a doctor. You had a stick-up kid. You had a dope boy. You had a pimp. You understand what I'm saying? You had a
Right,
burglar.
right.
You understand what I'm saying? You had white collar crime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And everyone, you know what I mean? And I'm even gonna say everyone. You're never supposed to say everyone. So I'm gonna say majority of the people felt to get over was the law.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's why they got white collar crime for the people that was embezzling money on Wall
Right.
Street,
That's
taking
true.
way more money than I ever seen in
That's
my life.
true.
Yeah.
That's
You understand? My little 25
You know-
keys a day wasn't nothing. I know dudes that was selling 500 and 1,000 keys a day.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
people fascinated. Oh, he said that 25 key. I can't believe this. Can't believe
Yeah,
that.
and they don't believe the fact that
Listen,
it's way bigger than that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and I was just a little man on the totem pole with
Right.
that. You understand what I'm saying?
And see-
Because I'm gonna give it to him 100. But I'm gonna get back on you with Gerald so you understand about the stick-up kids from that era.
See, a lot of people they know about that because I was real quiet with that. Like the old timers from the third planet, you know, old timers from Jersey.
153rd.
I was
and,
quiet.
8th Avenue,
Yeah,
3rd
I was
Planet.
quiet. So they used to call me the
Shout out to
invisible
members.
man
Yeah.
somewhat because I would just dip in and dip out, and then I'd be doing something else, and you would never know I was involved with anything.
Okay, so now where he going at with that is the third planet was like a little after hours gambling spot.
Right.
So people go in there and gamble.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I mean, they used to gamble thousands of dollars in here. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. All the biggest dope boys, and they wasn't dope boys then. It was number runners and the
Right.
coke men.
'Cause that's
These
where
are
I
the these
started
are our old heads.
That's where I
We
started.
little dudes,
Right, right.
but we watching these old heads come out drunk. with a big paper bag of money that they going in to gamble with and flossing.
Right.
And then you have people like Gerald, people like me back then, that will plot on them and wait for them to come out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then sometimes we might even just run up in the joint and take it.
Yeah.
But that's what America was about.
That particular place, those was my people. So
That's family.
they taught me a lot, and they showed me how to move about in the street. See, at that time, we had the old timers that talked to us, we listened. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't come out like they do today and just open up shop and just do shit. We had to do certain things. We went to the store for dudes, we played ball. We might have had to, you know, run a number here,
Like
run
y'all
a
seen
number
in movies, shoe shine. Some kids used to shine shoes.
Right.
That was us.
Everything was a hustle.
You know, I used to pack bags in the grocery store.
Me too.
You understand what I'm saying? And while I'm packing the bags in the grocery store, the person, you know, that's shopping, if the clerk stopped to go get a check on a pack of diapers and say, how much is the diapers? You know what I mean?
We
I'll
book
throw
'em.
2 items down there
That's
for
right.
the person. I'm stealing for them. They don't know me.
Right.
Right.
And then I'll be like, I carry the bags out to the car. When I carry out to the car, they throw me a couple of dollars for the items I stole for them while the lady turned their head. I mean,
Right.
but this is how intricate our minds work,
Were,
that
yeah.
we peak
And
any
young.
way to get over.
To get over, right.
That was the
We had
name
a
of the game.
manipulative
getting over.
soul.
And the funny thing is that, like, one thing about you, like, I don't consider him a friend of me. He's more than that to me. He's more like a brother to me, because I don't care what happened with me. He always there. I want to shout out Kev Childs too, because when I was on the run, you made sure I was good. Kev Childs made sure I was good. He might not even remember that, but that's when he was down there in Grant and all that. You know what I'm saying? But you made sure I was good. And another thing also is that
On the run.
I was on the run for something, you know what I'm saying? And another thing is that I could honestly say that I didn't need anything. You know what I'm saying? All I had to do was call this man, or you would call me, yo, you good. Meet me downstairs, and turn around and go the opposite way. He'll meet me and go the opposite way. It's like, you know, we had our own relationship, and I wasn't on the street with him. You know what I'm saying? I was somewhere else doing something. But when I needed him, or something happened with me, he was always there, man. So I consider him my brother, you know what I'm saying, when it comes down to that. And, you know, like, when shit got a little crazy, a little hectic, you know what I'm saying, he'll call me, you know what I'm saying, we'd ride out, and it was what it was, you know what I'm saying?
What was it?
Well, maybe.
Meaning hectic, meaning if we got to
If
go
it
to
got
shoot out,
hectic,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
No,
it's
I ain't got a problem you asking.
Yeah.
That's like you said, on the run.
Yeah.
We was all on the run.
Yeah.
Because we breaking the law,
Right.
and we breaking the law like if it's legal to break the law.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when the police get hip to us and go to our mama door and knock and say, is Gerald there or Unique there?
Right.
Mama say, we ain't there, and we in the back. You know what I mean? But now we know we got to watch when
Got
we
to get
come
up
in.
out of there.
You know what I mean? So now we're on the run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're on the run for the police, and the neighbors helped us hide.
That's right.
If I'm walking down the street and the
man.
police is at the police
senior
got my
citizens.
block backed out, the neighbors, the senior citizens, everybody, be like, you need come here, they down there
That's
at your
right.
mama house.
Right.
okay.
That's
That's
right.
how the neighborhood was, because
That's-
it was legal.
Right.
And then
in
on
our
top
minds.
and on top of that, the difference is we took care of the neighborhood.
There you go.
That's the difference. Like the old people who like to go to Atlantic City, give them a bus, send them to Atlantic City. They ain't got to pay nothing. You know what I'm saying? We had a certain respect, regardless for certain people. You know what I mean? But if you was out there in the streets, it was what it was, man.
You know
what I
that's
mean?
why I like big shout out to Black Vinny from the Black Door on 154th
Oh, man,
Street.
yeah.
Got to give him his props, you know what I mean?
Vincent, what's up,
You know,
homie?
because these are brothers, you know, that while we was hustling on the block at the time, we made sure that we respected the community, the neighbors.
Right.
So we didn't sell drugs after 6 in the morning, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Or before 4 in the afternoon.
Certain places, man.
You understand what I'm saying?
People going to
Yeah,
church.
but you know what their schedule's for, right?
Tell me.
Respecting the youth.
Amen.
So when grandma walking, you know, her grandson
Yeah.
to the bus stop or to school because the mama is busy buying our crack, smoking our crack, we know
Right.
not to let little man
Right.
see the drug transaction or to see their mama getting high.
Right.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why I say big shout out, you know, me and Vinny, because, you know, he was a part of that.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Meaning
Yeah.
that's called respecting the community.
Come
so
on.
it's like if you see an old lady coming up, walking up, you know what I mean? And you out there hustling, let's say it's after 4 o'clock, you're gonna put that away.
Yeah. We
Yo,
gonna
what you
let
doing?
her-
You see Miss Susan coming
That's
up.
right. And it took a village, like they say.
that.
It took a
carried her
village,
bag,
man.
and we carried her
Carried
bags
them
up the
bags.
stairs. make sure she all right,
That's
then
right.
we go back down and we continue doing what we do. You know what I mean?
Nothing reckless for the elderly, nothing reckless for the kids.
You know?
And if you was in the sports, you played ball, we didn't drag you into the street.
You know,
we go play ball. We gonna get you.
You know, your uniforms and whatever else you needed. Yeah, y'all go by.
I want to give a shout out to my man OG Danny too. You know what I'm saying?
OG Daniel, big
I got to give a shout out to the homie. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's quite a few people, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, rest in peace, RP. You know what I'm saying? Rich Porter. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ace. You know what I'm saying? I know you out there in the Bahamas somewhere. You can't come back.
Oh yeah, big Ace.
Shout out to Lou Sims. You know what I'm saying? You know, Patty Yak. Everybody, man. And it's funny because Harlem is big and it was small at the same time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Like tight-knit community.
And everybody, like for me, like when I see the movie Paid in Full, for me, I think about when Dane pulled up talking about, yo, this is my Tuesday car. Cause that's how dudes used to really be, man. It was fun, like Hondas. We didn't know what that was. That was for your baby mama or something. You know, everybody was driving European or something sporty or something. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you know, I mean, life was good back there. We was wild. We did a lot of crazy stuff, man. But we was respectful to a lot of different things that's not being respected today. Mm-hmm. And people just ain't die for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Dudes was really getting money. They wasn't gonna kill you for a couple of dollars. You know what I mean? Your ass either get blackballed where you can't work somewhere, or you just pay that back, man. Here you go, pay that back. But
if you mess up a pack, you better believe a nigga was coming to see you.
Yeah. You gonna have to answer for that.
And I'm gonna keep it real. Now that I done intro that's where jail would come in.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Because people knew not to play with my money, so I didn't have too much of that. But you always had enough of it.
Cheers. Toast the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. An Instagram page and a YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, you we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours, so we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the